this is Tom, aka Jedion, here for Tabletop Tap Room and Star Frontiers Gamer with another Fanzine Friday number 45, which means we're doing Frontier Explorer number 20. And just real quick, I want to put a little plug in and say thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. If you've not subscribed yet, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and bell icon. Help me build the channel. You might also consider clicking on the Cafe Press store that we have and maybe picking up the OSR for Life t-shirt that we're selling. Show your support of the OSR in these troubled times of the OGL fiasco. It supports the channel, and you get a great t-shirt to wear to conventions and game night. So this is the cover for Frontier Explorer number 20. You can see in here that we're getting a new player primer for the Vrusk, who are the Raith, the Minotaur Rip Snake, the Batter conversion, and Galactic 100-Acre Wood, which was an impressive fan submission all on its own. So first up, we have the new player primer. The new player primer series was a series of articles that I wrote to basically put all on one page so it was easy to read. The basics of a player character species. So a new player wouldn't have to read much. You could just have the printed sheet and go, yeah, because sometimes people are like, I'm not sure how to play a Yazarian. I'm not sure how to play a Vrusk. So this was an endeavor to cover what the canon said, a lot of the fan canon that had been written to help develop the race a little bit more. And sometimes there would be like list of resources. If you want to go a little more in depth, you can go check out this article in this fan magazine, check out this article, and so on. So this was the Vrusk, and now originally the new player primers were 2 pages. When you print it, it's just one sheet of paper. This actually is only 1 page, so the back will be blank. So there's not a lot on the Vrusk. They've not received a lot of development, and this is a very easy to digest. So if somebody's thinking about playing a Vrusk but they're unsure, this will just give you the basics and let you get caught up to speed and say, all right, I can play that now. I think I can handle that alien species now. Then next up is creating mid-level characters in Star Frontiers. Now, the classic start for characters in Star Frontiers is 2 first-level skills, which is not much, is not a lot of capability. However, the Dragon Magazine article for creating Starlaw characters, if the players were going to play Starlaw characters, actually has you starting with a whole suite of skills. A 5th-level skill in your PSA, another one in your PSA, and then a couple more. And so I worked at adapting those ideas in the Careers in Starlaw article. And, they needed a little bit of updating, but I've tackled it here, and I've tackled it for the classic Alpha Dawn skill system and the Skilled Frontier skill system from Star Frontiersman number 9, I do believe, 9 or 10. And no doubt the actual article numbers mentioned in here. So this is just a quick, you want to do a little bit higher level play. You don't want to start with just the two skills. Here you go. Then next up is Who Are the Raith? Now, this is a blast from the past. This was Star Frontiersman number 3, I believe, introduced this species called the Raith. And this is a kind of a redux of them. And so you can see here the artwork. They're basically a centaur scorpion. And I always felt like they were a fantasy escapee from the Monster Manual, so I never liked using them. But this was a good re-examination of them and treating them as more of a sci-fi species. And so this was, this is a little bit better. The Wraith layer is re-examined, and decent article. Next up is, this was a tutorial by me on just making bushes. This is scatter terrain for the tabletop. And, it was just with the fake flowers you buy at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And what I've done is like, sometimes I'll go in and I'll just buy all one color, like say purple, and different things that I think will work as bushes. You just pull them off their stem. They're just plastic, and they just got a little locking thing. You pull them right off the stem and then glue them down to a base, and then have a whole suite of alien-looking terrain. Sometimes they actually look good. These here look like some sort of pink wildflower. Sometimes they really look good as alien terrain. And so this was just a quick tutorial, since I'm into the miniatures and the scatter terrain and wargaming. And, back it up. Now, see, Laura Mama did this here. It was a creature conversion 2. And a lot of these are creatures straight out of Gamma World. So some of them I think work really well. I love this here, the Beaster Bunny. Now, it's not something I say I love it like, I got to use it. I just love the idea. To me, it's tongue-in-cheek and funny. So I love the Beaster Bunny for that, work up as a stat block. But if I was running a game and it happened to be running the game on Easter, I'm going to be tempted to break out the Beaster Bunny for that game. So these were, and there's a lot of Gamma World creatures that really do work well for sci-fi gaming, for a game like Star Frontier. So this was a great resource, and you can check this out. Then next up we had Titan Rising, and I don't do the spoilers on the comic stories. You can read those for yourselves. Then we had the Minotaur Rip Snake. This is the Ecology of article that we get every issue. And the snake's actually fairly alien, because you think, how many worlds do snakes evolve on? This is actually, he's got 4 eyes. It's a little different than a snake. You see here, it's got these little protrusions along the side, and a full stat block, and set in Minotaur. Then Translator Microbes. Now, this is an idea, and it's an interesting idea for sci-fi, because it actually is a little bit of a callback to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Remember when the one character was abducted from Earth right before Earth was destroyed, and so he's on the alien ship and he can't understand the other alien species, and so the guy who abducted him gives him these little like Swedish fish, and he puts them in his ear, and then he can understand the alien language. This is kind of like that. So these are an injectable microbe, and they help you somehow with translation. To me, it's not something I want to introduce in my game, but it is a callback to a classic of sci-fi. So for that reason, I think it's great that it's in here, and that we had this submission. And then Van Braces. The Van Braces, are like an archer's Van Brace. An archer's Van Brace straps to your arm when you're doing archery. If you've got poor control with your wrist, sometimes you'll end up slashing your arm with the bowstring. So this was these are described as polyplate construction. Now, the polyplate armor was originally introduced in the digitally remastered Alpha Dawn rules by Bill Logan. Those rules are not available on the web anymore. So they had to be taken down in 2018 during the Evil Hat trademark squatting grab. So it's not been available, and I can't remember. I think I advocated that we republish the polyplate armor. It's full and partial. I thought I'd advocated for that. So I don't know if it's available on the web anymore, but these were designed to work with that. But if not, it's just a hard plastic Van Brace. You wear it on your arm. And there's different different varieties here. The Explorer's Van Brace is kind of cool because, you know, you're wearing it on your arm, and it has a Toxie rag gauge, it has a flashlight, and like one other item. So it was just kind of handy, you know. And you do the whole, remember Star Trek The Next Generation, where they wore the flashlights on their wrists, and they would point with their wrist for the light to shine. And that's how the light works on this, is it comes off over the back of the hand while you're working. So wherever your hand's going, you've got light. And the Toxie rag gauge, and a compass. So that was the Explorers. It's only 20 credits. It's rather cheap, so it's a nice like dropped item for the player characters to find, that they might be like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so some of these are nice items. To like the Needler Van Brace might be something an NPC uses against the players, and then they might be going to check it out or looting it off the guy if they should dispatch him after he attempts to shoot them up with needlers, so on and so forth. So this was just a nice little equipment article, a bunch of different Van Braces for the players to wear. Then we get the Batter conversion. Now this is a Gamma World creature, sapient creature, and it's a anthropomorphic badger basically. And this got a nice treatment by Laura. She did a ton of work in this issue in particular. Now, this is the Malfunctioning Masseuse Bot, and I came up with this. This is a fun bot, and it's got some fun links for you to use as a game master to introduce it to the game. And so it's called the Therapeutic Anatomical Massage Bot, or Tammy B. Now, I named it. What? I named it long before I ever met my wife. Hi, babe. So, if she had been around when I was naming this, I'm sure the name would have somehow ended up being Tanya or something like that. But Therapeutics developed a Starplay's line of sports therapy robots for maintaining the good physical condition of the athletes competing in the Starplay's various sport leagues. And then it developed this masseuse bot and expanded Therubotics business, branching into a wider market of Theru spas. And so you're going to actually get a map for a location within Clarion Station here that's a Theru spa, and it has these Therubotic robots, massage bots. And now the fun thing with this is the robot's mission is to alleviate pain and stress of clients through therapeutic massage and proper anatomic limb manipulation. It has a program that tells it what is proper anatomic limb manipulation and what would be painful. And that's important because it doesn't have an attack defense program. But a common thing that happens is these can be hacked. And one of the hacks is you change the mission for it to inflict pain and damage through improper and painful limb manipulation. So you go for a massage and all of a sudden it starts breaking your arms. Now, as funny as that is, why would the player characters ever go and get a massage? It serves no purpose in game. They're not going to waste 20 credits on a massage. So I actually wrote in the documented therapeutic results of a massage. And so the first one is if a character is suffering from the pain penalty, if they're at half stamina and they're under the classic pain penalty, that getting a therapeutic massage will alleviate that pain penalty for 5 hours. If they are not under a therapeutic under the pain penalty and they pay for a massage, then they will receive a boost to either their stamina or their strength for 5 hours. So let's say their strength was normally 55. It happens to be at 53. They go for a massage. They get a 5-point boost. So their strength or their stamina would be bumped 5 points. So 53 plus 5 is 58. That's actually more than what their normal stamina is, but for 5 hours, they're really feeling good from, having been loosened up through a massage. So that puts an in-game mechanic to entice the players to maybe get a massage that actually have a use. But then you have this whole prone to corruption of the software or hacking. And now, without a attack defense program, it could not attack or defend itself. However, this massage program that tells it how to manipulate the anatomy of the core 4 species actually tells the robot how to inflict damage. So if it's been reprogrammed to inflict damage, it can attack. It cannot defend itself, doesn't have the programming for it, but it can attack. So, it's the robot will attack. It will not defend itself. So the players are going to get a bonus to fighting back against the robot. And so this can be a fun thing. And now some of the plot hooks I wrote for this, where the PCs are newly arrived in the system and receive a digital coupon on their Chronocom for a free massage at the local TheraSpa. That was one. And number 2, they're hired for a job and they go to meet their boss and find that his masseuse bot was hacked and it killed him. Incidentally, the robot wants to give them a massage now. So a little bit of a complication. I thought that would be fun. And there's Tammy B series models 1 and 2, and then Tammy B series models 3. So a little bit of gradation in there that you can pick and choose which one you want to use to challenge the players. So I thought that'd be fun, and you get the map of the TheraSpa on Clarion Station. Oops, there we go. There's the slide. There is the slide with the map. Now, next up is Galactic 100 Acre Wood. Galactic 100 Acre Wood was done by Scott Mulder, and this is a setting centered on Earth. You'll notice in here that you have like Sol System, Alpha Centauri, Proxima Centauri, Sirius, Epsilon Adrani. These are all in Earth's neighborhood. So there are 100 worlds detailed here, and so hence the name 100 Acre Wood, which I believe comes from Winnie the Pooh. So it was kind of a cool literary reference. And then last up is Grimm's Guide, and it is lesson 20, the end, and it's part 1. So it's a 2-parter. And this will be the end of Grimm's Guide. So there you have it. Frontier Explorer number 20 from spring of 2017. And again, other people were stepping up and producing a lot of content for the magazine while I was distracted with traveling between multiple states at the time. So I want to say thank you to everyone who contributed to the magazine. There were a lot of great people over the years, over the decade, that just contributed and stepped up. And so when I couldn't be, the plow horse shouldering the weight, other people did, and I really appreciated that, and appreciated Tom for all the hard work he did on the magazine as well. That would be Tom Stevens. So this is Tom Veralt saying thank you for watching my video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And keep on gaming, and I will see you in the frontier.